For centuries, humanity has searched for the roots of civilization, looking deep into the past to uncover who we are and where we come from. From the ruins of Mesopotamia to the sands of ancient Egypt, each discovery sheds a fragment of light on our shared human story. Yet, some findings, whether genuine or fabricated, ignite debates far beyond the realm of archaeology. They capture the imagination of millions, blending myth, history, and speculation into narratives that question the boundaries of science itself. One such topic has gained immense traction online: the so-called Anunnaki DNA mystery. Reports have surfaced claiming scientists have uncovered the genetic ancestry of an Anunnaki king, allegedly revealing shocking evidence of a non-human lineage. But behind the headlines and viral posts lies a far more complex reality, one involving ancient mythology, misinterpretations, and fringe theories that have taken on a life of their own. Tonight, we're going to dissect this story, layer by layer, to uncover what's really at play. The Anunnaki, as described in ancient Mesopotamian texts, were far more complex and enigmatic than the simplified depictions often seen today. In the earliest Sumerian, Akkadian, and Babylonian records, they were revered as deities rather than alien overlords, occupying the central stage of a divine hierarchy that governed both the cosmos and earthly affairs. Anu, the supreme ruler of the heavens, embodied the ultimate authority, a cosmic monarch whose role extended beyond mere oversight into the maintenance of divine order itself. His lineage traced back to primordial forces, Anshar and Kishar, born from the union of Abzu, the freshwater abyss, and Tiamat, the chaotic sea. From this fertile confluence of elemental power emerged Anu, who would preside over the heavens, and through him, a complex pantheon that included Enlil, the god of air and storms, Enki, the god of wisdom and waters, and Inanna, whose influence spanned love, war, and fertility. These deities did not rule arbitrarily. They embodied natural forces, cycles, and the unseen mechanisms that shaped the human and cosmic experience. The Anunnaki, meaning the princely offspring of Anu, were thus a lineage of authority and divine potency, and their actions and struggles were reflections of the natural order and human understanding of the world rather than literal extraterrestrial interventions. Within these ancient narratives, the dynamics of succession and cosmic power are strikingly dramatic, often dark and unsettling in their implications. The myths portray a universe in flux, where younger gods challenge the old, and power shifts through acts of betrayal, violence, and strategic cunning. In one account, Kumarbi, the cupbearer of Anu, orchestrates a rebellion, seizing power through the most visceral of acts, castrating the supreme ruler, and in a grotesque twist, becoming impregnated with Anu's son, Teshub, who is later born from Kumarbi's skull. The imagery here is stark and chilling, illustrating the primal, almost brutal mechanics of divine succession. These stories echo the terrifying potency of generational change, the overthrow of authority, and the cyclical patterns that dominate both the heavens and the human world. Far from mere myth, they were allegorical frameworks through which ancient civilizations attempted to understand the volatility of natural phenomena, the unpredictability of life, and the invisible forces that dictated survival. The myths revealed that the Anunnaki were more than passive figures of worship. They were active participants in a cosmic drama, where the very act of birth, conflict, and death was laden with existential significance. Centuries later, these same narratives were transformed through modern reinterpretations that departed radically from their original contexts. The Russian-American author Zecharia Sitchin repurposed the Anunnaki myths into a story of extraterrestrial intervention that captivated popular imagination. According to his version, these ancient deities were actually alien beings who arrived on Earth roughly 450,000 years ago from a distant, mysterious planet named Nibiru. Unlike the symbolic deities of Sumerian texts, these beings had technological sophistication and intentions framed around resource extraction, particularly gold, which they supposedly required to repair their planet's failing atmosphere. In this retelling, Anu is no longer a symbolic monarch of the heavens, but a cosmic ruler of interstellar colonizers, while the narrative of succession and rebellion transforms into a story of engineering and control. Sitchin proposed that the Anunnaki manipulated human genetics, creating early humans as a labor force for their mining operations, effectively rewriting humanity's origin in terms of servitude to alien masters. The imagery of gods who once commanded storms and rivers becomes a chilling vision of extraterrestrial overlords who assert dominance through biological manipulation and technological supremacy. These modern interpretations, though widely popular in books, documentaries, and online forums, are deeply controversial, with experts in archaeology, linguistics, and ancient history categorically rejecting Sitchin's translations and claims. The fascination, however, lies in the way ancient myths of divine power, cosmic struggle, and generational conflict have been reframed to evoke a sense of hidden, otherworldly control, blurring the line between symbolic storytelling and the notion of real, tangible intervention from beyond the stars. The shift from myth to pseudo-history underscores a deeper psychological and cultural phenomenon. The allure of secrets buried in time, the thrill of uncovering hidden truths, and the primal fear of being subject to forces beyond comprehension. When one reads the original texts, the Anunnaki's dominion feels almost tangible. Storms rage, rivers swell, and the earth itself is shaped by their will. But it is a dominion of ideas and principles, not of physical coercion. In contrast, the modern reinterpretation instills a stark sense of unease. The notion that humanity was engineered for exploitation and that our creators were alien beings who manipulated our very DNA is a concept designed to provoke fear, fascination, and wonder simultaneously. It taps into the same fundamental human anxieties that ancient myths addressed: questions of power, origin, mortality, and the vulnerability of existence. But it does so with a stark, almost cinematic clarity that ancient allegories conveyed through metaphor. The stories of rebellion, succession, and divine conflict that once served to explain natural and cosmic order now transform into a narrative of subjugation, interstellar ambition, and existential uncertainty. The effect on the audience is immediate and visceral, a mixture of awe and dread, as one contemplates the scale of these claims, both ancient and modern, and their implications for our understanding of human history, purpose, and autonomy. Moreover, the disturbing continuity between ancient myth and modern speculation highlights how enduring these narratives are, and why they continue to resonate across millennia. The Anunnaki, whether understood as deities or alleged extraterrestrials, represent forces that operate on scales beyond human comprehension, their actions governed by rules and desires that elude ordinary experience. In the myths, their disputes are violent and transformative, their succession plots imbued with a sense of inexorable destiny, reflecting the primal anxieties of life and death, power and obedience, and creation and destruction. In modern reinterpretations, these anxieties take on a new form, suggesting that hidden powers manipulate our evolution and civilization, that the boundaries between human and non-human agency are permeable, and that the past may conceal not just forgotten rituals and beliefs, but potentially deliberate interventions that shaped the trajectory of life itself. The shift in interpretation amplifies the eeriness, converting tales of divine morality and cosmic justice into narratives that challenge the very foundations of our historical understanding, leaving viewers with a lingering, almost haunting sense of uncertainty about where myth ends and reality begins. The fascination with the Anunnaki also underscores the human inclination to seek origins in forces beyond ordinary perception. In ancient times, humans projected their fears and hopes onto deities whose actions mirrored the unpredictability of nature itself. While in contemporary pseudo-history, this projection becomes technological and extraterrestrial, rendering humanity both a witness to and a product of incomprehensible cosmic designs. The transition from symbolic godhood to literal alien intervention emphasizes not only the malleability of myth, but also its power to evoke profound psychological responses. The tales, whether ancient or modern, are underpinned by themes of control, hierarchy, and the manipulation of life, echoing fears that transcend culture and era. Observers are compelled to confront unsettling questions. What is the origin of our abilities, our civilization, and our existence? Are these the results of natural evolution, divine orchestration, or intentional engineering by entities whose motives remain inscrutable? In this way, the Anunnaki myths and their modern reinterpretations function as mirrors of human curiosity, reflecting both our quest for knowledge and our apprehension of forces that may lie far beyond our capacity to understand. The interplay between historical record, myth, and modern reinterpretation ensures that the Anunnaki continue to captivate imagination while generating a sense of deep, almost existential disquiet. The stories of divine succession, cosmic struggle, and primal conflict that populated the ancient texts evoke awe and terror in equal measure, presenting a universe where power is absolute, cycles are inescapable, and the consequences of transgression are both immediate and far-reaching. The modern narrative intensifies these elements by situating them within a framework of alien intelligence and technological mastery, transforming metaphor into alleged historical fact, and ancient moral lessons into a chilling account of human manipulation. Whether approached as myth or pseudo-history, the Anunnaki occupy a space that is inherently unnerving, a liminal zone where human understanding meets forces beyond comprehension, where narrative and belief intersect with fear and wonder, and where the legacy of ancient storytelling continues to reverberate with a potency that is both captivating and deeply unsettling. Their story persists, not simply because of curiosity about the past, but because it confronts enduring questions about power, creation, and the fragility of human autonomy in the face of forces that dwarf the individual, reminding us that the cosmos, ancient or modern, holds mysteries that remain, in their essence, both incomprehensible and inescapable. This brings us to the recognition that whether one approaches the Anunnaki as symbolic deities or speculative extraterrestrials, the core fascination lies in their enduring capacity to challenge perception, provoke reflection, and unsettle the mind. The myths serve as a repository of cultural memory, encoding lessons about power, morality, and the cycles of life in narratives that shock with their intensity and complexity. The modern retellings, by contrast, amplify the intensity by suggesting a tangible, even horrifying, manipulation of human history. Together, these perspectives form a continuum of human engagement with the unknown, where the boundaries of belief, history, and imagination blur, leaving viewers to grapple with the unsettling possibility that the forces shaping our world may be far more mysterious and far more powerful than we have ever dared to imagine. The sensational claims about the discovery of Anunnaki DNA have taken on a life of their own, fueled by viral headlines and the persistent human fascination with hidden knowledge. Stories circulate about 12,000-year-old tombs in the Middle East, where scientists allegedly uncover massive mummies with elongated skulls and DNA that is purportedly non-human. Secretive laboratories are said to verify that this DNA is not of earthly origin, while governments or academic institutions supposedly suppress the findings to maintain control over the narrative. The images accompanying these claims, photographs of towering skeletal remains, mysterious artifacts, and shadowy excavation sites, serve to intensify the sense of awe and terror. Yet despite the drama and the visuals, a closer examination reveals that these narratives are unsupported by any credible evidence. No academic journals have reported such discoveries. No verified archaeological teams have documented these tombs, and no legitimate scientific body has confirmed the existence of non-human DNA from ancient remains. The story is a modern myth, a digital age ghost tale that thrives not on facts, but on imagination, speculation, and the human desire for the extraordinary. The mystique of uncovering a king of the Anunnaki, a being whose genetic makeup defies earthly understanding, taps into primal fears and fascinations, which explains why these stories persist even in the absence of verifiable proof. The endurance of such stories lies in their alignment with fundamental psychological and cultural tendencies. Humans are drawn to mystery. The suggestion that our history is incomplete or deliberately hidden resonates deeply. In a world increasingly skeptical of authority, claims of concealed evidence from secretive labs or suppressed government reports feel plausible, even seductive. Narratives involving alien kings manipulating humanity, or ancient DNA that challenges the very definition of what it means to be human, are far more engaging than the slow, incremental revelations offered by conventional archaeology and historical scholarship. This combination of mystery, distrust, and narrative excitement creates a perfect storm for viral dissemination. Even when experts debunk these claims, the stories continue to circulate because they speak to desires that are not rational but deeply emotional. The hope that there is more to our past, that truths lie waiting in the shadows, and that humans may have been part of a cosmic drama far larger than ourselves. The repeated circulation of these stories, regardless of their factual basis, demonstrates the enduring human appetite for wonder, fear, and awe, and illustrates how mythology evolves in the digital age, blending seamlessly with contemporary fears and fascinations. Beneath the viral headlines and pseudoscientific claims lies the real and enduring legacy of the Anunnaki, which is no less captivating, though it is rooted in human imagination rather than extraterrestrial intervention. Stripped of sensationalism, the Anunnaki are among the earliest attempts to explain the cosmos, divine authority, and humanity's place within a universe that seemed vast and incomprehensible. Their myths served to articulate natural phenomena, social hierarchies, and existential questions, embedding profound truths about human experience within narratives of divine action. These stories influenced subsequent cultures, reverberating through Greek myths with figures like Zeus and Cronus, and even appearing in biblical accounts of giants, divine councils, and the interplay between celestial and terrestrial beings. In this context, the Anunnaki are not alien overlords, but a testament to humanity's capacity for myth-making, reflecting both awe of the universe and the attempt to impose order upon it. Their tales continue to shape imagination, inspiring literature, art, and philosophical reflection, demonstrating that the power of these narratives does not rely on literal truth, but on the human need to grapple with forces beyond comprehension. The reality of ancient DNA research offers a stark contrast to the fantastical claims circulating online. Extracting genetic material from remains thousands of years old is an exacting, meticulous process, requiring sterile laboratories, advanced sequencing technology, and independent verification by multiple research teams. The announcement of a 12,000-year-old non-human mummy with alien DNA would represent the most significant scientific discovery in history, triggering an unprecedented wave of scrutiny, testing, and publication in top-tier peer-reviewed journals. The fact that no such evidence exists highlights the implausibility of viral claims and underscores the importance of scientific rigor. In genuine cases, ancient DNA studies proceed slowly, carefully, and transparently, leaving a clear trail of documentation that can be evaluated and replicated. By contrast, the Anunnaki DNA narrative is built on anonymity, unverified photographs, and claims that cannot withstand even cursory scrutiny. Its viral spread is a testament to the power of storytelling and digital amplification rather than empirical discovery. Understanding why the Anunnaki DNA myth spread so easily also requires examining the mechanisms of modern misinformation. A single sensational blog post can ignite a chain reaction amplified by social media, where AI-generated imagery and dramatic captions enhance the illusion of authenticity. Influencers and content creators may unknowingly add credibility by sharing the story to large audiences, causing the narrative to mutate and evolve as it circulates, gaining new elements with each iteration. Within this ecosystem, the story becomes a self-sustaining phenomenon, appearing as proof to those who encounter it repeatedly, even in the absence of concrete evidence. Critical thinking and careful source evaluation reveal the patterns. The claims originate from unverified sources, lack peer-reviewed corroboration, and often contradict established archaeological and genetic knowledge. The narrative thrives precisely because it exploits emotion, curiosity, and skepticism, creating a chilling effect reminiscent of ancient myth-making, where awe, fear, and fascination are tightly intertwined. In the end, the so-called discovery of Anunnaki DNA exemplifies the tension between myth, modern imagination, and the rigorous demands of scientific inquiry. While the stories themselves are gripping, their factual basis is absent, demonstrating the ease with which contemporary myths can infiltrate public consciousness. At the same time, the true historical and cultural significance of the Anunnaki remains potent. These ancient deities embody humanity's earliest efforts to comprehend existence, power, and the cosmos. They remind us that myth-making is an enduring human practice, one capable of provoking deep reflection and unsettling awe, whether in the form of ancient tablets or digital age conspiracies. Real science, with its painstaking methods and demand for verification, ensures that our understanding of the past is grounded in evidence, even as it cannot entirely diminish the emotional power of stories that challenge perception and ignite the imagination. The Anunnaki, both as ancient figures and modern subjects of speculation, continue to occupy a liminal space where curiosity, fear, and wonder converge, leaving a lasting impression of the unknown that is as compelling today as it was thousands of years ago. The story of the Anunnaki is not one of alien kings and suppressed DNA tests. It's a story of how myth evolves, how fringe theories can reshape ancient history into science fiction, and how our fascination with the unknown can sometimes blur the line between evidence and imagination. By examining these claims critically, we not only understand the past better, but also protect ourselves from misinformation in the present. If you found this breakdown insightful and want more deep dives into the hidden histories and misunderstood myths of our world, make sure to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps us keep producing thoughtful, well-researched content that separates fact from fiction. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep your mind open, but grounded in evidence.